Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for making it. I hope that you had a good time yesterday. I was closing yesterday's first day with a fun presentation. This morning we are starting a little bit more serious, so I would like to talk to you about my second favorite Atlassian product, which is Jira. And we will be specifically looking at tips and tricks for better visibility for all your teams, not only technical teams. I really like reports. You probably noticed if you came to any of my other presentations. So Atlassian published their, I think it's like fourth or fifth Teams report, where they usually look at what are the core problems that are causing kind of like communication and delivery problems within the teams and organizations. And there was one big number that kind of caught my attention, which was 2.4 billion hours wasted looking for information in Fortune 500 companies. Now, this is a big number, so I wanted to know where it's coming from. And there was this very interesting chart. Before I start talking about that, quick vibe check again. Who is working on technical teams here? Raise your hand. Okay, perfect. Non-technical teams. Okay, good. So, I had the opportunity to work on both. And what I noticed was technical teams seem to be using Jira since forever. They're very, very well organized. You know, if it's not a ticket, it doesn't exist, I'm not working on it, right? Versus non-technical teams, I was working on a marketing team, slightly less organized, a lot of spreadsheets going on, a lot of to-do lists and so on. And it's also coming out from this report, right? So it looks like teams are not using the same tools and processes, which seems to be breaking the workflows, right? Like we are not communicating together, it's harder to find that information. Plus, it's not very clear what our goals are sometimes. We are not like aligned to organizational objectives, and sometimes these objectives are missing. Like we just don't understand what is the main company goal and how my work actually aligns to that goal. So these are big problems to solve. Now, Atlassian is trying to do that with system of work. So they're pushing more and more on this new concept where they're providing us with a blueprint on how to get also those non-technical teams and leadership onto Atlassian products so we can all align better and we can then communicate better and also search for that information better. So you can see that there are different apps that Atlassian is already providing, not only for software teams, but also for all the teams, which is what we are going to be talking about today. Leadership teams like Atlassian Focus and Jira Align, and also service management teams, of course. So, all of this actually sits on the Atlassian Cloud Platform with Rovo in the center, which is a new fancy thing that everyone keeps on talking about, which is AI, where you can basically search and use that AI platform to help you deliver those projects faster. But there is a problem. AI can help us, but the teams are not set to actually use it yet, right? Like, if I'm not storing that information in that one platform and those teams are not working in that one platform, how we are even going to use AI to, search for that info? So we need to start with basics. And basics is Confluence, Jira, and Loom. So we use Jira to basically plan and track work and figure out who is working on what and why. And we use Confluence and Loom to store that additional information and knowledge, because if it lives in our head, AI cannot access it, no one can access it, we will schedule those meetings that we don't want to have in our calendar. I looked at what came as like a news from Atlassian Team 25, and I wanted to share with you a few new features that you can use in Jira, specifically, to help you plan, track, and deliver work better. But again, we will go and have a look at one number, which stand out for me, which is 7%. 7% of executives say that they know what their teams actually work on and how it aligns to the company objectives and company goals. When I look at the number, I think that's a problem, because I'm not executive myself, but I work on some tasks that should be delivering some goals. And if my leadership doesn't understand how my work impacts the company's objectives, then I should probably update my CV. That's a problem, right? So Atlassian is trying to provide kind of like a better platform to get everyone aligned on what what those company objectives and goals are. And that's an additional product that is called Goals, where you can basically log everyone's goals and company's objectives. You can structure them, so you can basically nest your goals and your KPIs as much as you would like, and you can see them all in one view. You can, of course, filter and create the views and provide updates as well. You can drill down into each objective, and you can post your updates with the predefined templates, and you can see the historical updates as well. Now, this is all great. It's like a separate app in Jira. But how does it actually link to your projects and to your issues in Jira? Well, what you can do is once you create your objectives and you link them to your Jira projects, you would be able to see this new field, goals, in your Jira issues, and you would be able to link each of your Jira issues to the goal. So now you know how your work actually aligns to those organizational objectives, which is super important. And once you do that, I don't know if you already saw the new Jira navigation, hopefully yes. So on the top, you have this tab, and there is a goals section on the top. So once you start linking those Jira issues to the objectives, you would be also able to access the objectives from this goals tab, and you would see like what this particular project is impacting, which is super useful. And you can also drill down and see the latest updates here. You can also react with the emojis or post the Loom update there. So a few tips from Atlassian on how to make this work. Now, if you get like app without the methodology itself and understanding how you can use it, it might not be as useful because you come in and say, now let's set all the goals. I'm going to get 100 goals and I'm going to deliver them all. No. The best practice would be to set 2 to 3 goals so you can stay focused and you can really make the impact. Once you set this methodology, usually the common pitfall is no one is updating those goals. So it's very important to keep weekly or monthly updates. Now, Atlassian is making sure that you do that by pinging you via email to provide update to this goal. You're linked to this goal, so please don't forget. And they're trying to make it as easy as possible for you to post those updates. So there are different templates that you can use to just, post as fast as you can. Let's have a look at the latest features that are related to planning and tracking work. Now with this one, I would like to focus on my new favorite view in Jira, which is the table view. Now this new table view you can find in 2 sections. It's an issue section and it's a list section. Why is it favorite? So I think it's a perfect view that you can introduce to your non-technical teams because they're already used to working with spreadsheets. And Atlassian is trying to make it as simple as possible to basically simulate that spreadsheet experience and make it simple to create those Jira work items. You can add additional columns, you can group and so I'm going to show you that. Now, in this view, analyzing information sometimes can be tricky, but Atlassian introduced this new feature to basically, if you open that issue tab and you filter some issues, you can get this kind of side panel and you can quickly create the charts. So you can quickly see, for example, how many issues are done in progress and so on, and you can maybe take a screenshot and put it to any of your presentations. So you don't need to work with any complex analytics tool, and you can already get quite nice charts that you can share with your leadership. Now let's go to the list view. So you can already see it kind of looks like spreadsheet, right? So the new thing that Atlassian introduced is the hierarchy. So you can see like a new way of structuring the tasks in this list view. Super useful, so you can have epic, stories, tasks, subtasks, and so on. But that's not all. Sometimes when you create this hierarchy, you want to do some changes, right? And in the past, you would need to open the Jira issue, go to the linked issues, change it, and so on. Very cumbersome. You don't really want to spend time doing that. So what you can do now is just drag and drop. Take the issue, drop it. Perfect, simple. You change the basically structure. Another thing that you can do with this view is grouping. So there is some basic grouping available here by the obvious things that you would think. So assignee, status, sprints, story points, and so on. And you can also add additional columns on the view. So if there are some fields that you would like to see, you don't need to just go and access each issue individually. You can just pull them on the view. And it's editable, of course. So these fields became editable, and you can quickly change the status without accessing the issue. And the last, quite useful and handy feature is bulk updates. So that also got kind of like a revamp. So in the past, if you wanted to do the bulk update, you went through this multiple screen setup. and it looked like you're about to break Jira, and you kind of left the screen because you're like, okay, I'm not qualified to do this, right? So now it's much simpler. This is how it looks like, nothing scary, and you update, for example, status or assignee for those issues that you selected. So just a few tips from Atlassian, again, on how to better plan and track the work. I think the key takeaway from this is Jira is changing quite quickly, and they keep on updating their platform to make it as easy as possible for those non-technical teams to use it. I would definitely recommend for you to revisit those views and maybe try to introduce Jira to those non-technical teams. The list view is perfect, start for that, and I think they will love it. It keeps on improving as we go, like every month, new releases, so try it. And the last thing to touch on is unleashing knowledge. So I'm not gonna talk about the obvious because there is an amazing presentation after this one about Rovo, but I wanted to show you 2 features that I think are interesting. So the first one is Teams. So as I said, Atlassian is kind of introducing a new, kind of bigger parts of Jira, and one of them is Teams. So in this section over here, you can access and you can create your different teams and kind of select what projects they're working on, what Confluence spaces they're putting information in, what is their Loom space, and then when you access those Jira projects or Confluence pages, you would get that little icon on the top, and you would be able to see who is in that team. And now you understand where is their space, what they're working on, and who are the people who are delivering that project, and it's easier for you to reach out if you need. And the last handy feature that I want to mention is this kind of like split view, let's say. So if you are linking your Confluence pages to Jira, if you click on the Jira Smart Link, or like on the Jira kind of like linked Confluence page, it would open on the side view, which I think is quite handy because you can kind of see both information in one space. Of course, you could do it in the past. You could like open it a new tab and then split the view on your MacBook, but who does that, right? Like, this is much faster, much better. And last one is Rovo. So there's so many updates about Rovo. Again, I'm not going to mention and go very deep because there's a presentation after this, so definitely stay and learn more about AI in Atlassian products. So key takeaway, I think, is to make sure that you update the information and store the information in Confluence, in Jira, create those Loom videos. Don't keep the info in your head, because then your teams can also use it, and you can use Rovo to help you deliver the work faster in the future. And that's about it. Thank you so much.
All right. A quick back and forth on what just Nikki shared with you. Just picking up 1 or 2 folks, but please keep it short. Yeah, cool. We have here Dragos.
Nikki, quick question. The grouping can be edited?
Loom?
No, the grouping. Can you add more groups and to edit, like, I want to see the data like this.
What I noticed, at least
groups.
like me using it, was I only saw those kind of like predefined groups. Maybe you can go deeper, but I haven't noticed.
Thanks, Dragos. Anyone else?
Hello, my name is Bogdan.
Hey, Bogdan.
I have one question for you, Nikki.
Go ahead.
In the issues or list section, can custom fields be editable from that table? Like changing the status, because the status is doable, but I was wondering if you can do that for custom fields too.
I'm actually not sure how many fields you can put on this view. You can edit the editable fields. You cannot edit non-editable fields. So for example, I was trying to, when I was playing with it, I was trying to edit the key, but that's not editable, right? So that didn't allow me. The rest of the things I was able to edit. I'm not sure about like specific custom fields, so I would just recommend to test that.
Yes, thank you.
So simply put is, you can put on your custom fields into the table view, and you can still manage to change the status or the details in the real time. So it's encouraging people to collaborate together on the same view. That's our vision. Does that answer your question? So in the latest release, we do have an ability to add the custom fields straight away on that the view there. So if you have any, maybe you can come to our booth. We can check that for you later on.
Hey, thank you.
What's your name?
My name is Mihai.
Mihai, cool.
I like a lot the goals product. We never use that, but and I think it's very useful. The biggest problem I've seen it with updates on goals because someone have to summarize basically what changed on the development team and generate a nice and easy to understand update for all the other executives. I'm wondering, and probably this will be discussed in the next sessions, but I'm wondering, can there be an AI tool that will summarize all the development changes that happened and provide a nice update? Because basically, this is what I'm doing. Yeah, I'm trying to summarize all the changes that happened in the engineering team and provide a nice update for the other executives. Is this possible right now?
Yeah, it's possible. So that's why we built Rovo, and using the teamwork graph, I'm going to introduce you later, to update the fields and also the goals automatically. You can put into automation to make it run periodically or matching the criteria to update there to save your time.
And can I schedule something like once per week to summarize and add a comment with summary of what changed in the task linked to that specific goal?
So the straight answer here is yes, but then the long answer is we need to have a deeper dive into the scenario case by case to see how can better to help you achieve that. And then if you're on a cloud, you have a cloud support team to help you there as well. Also, we have a perfect partner like Live in Codes and different partners here. They can also help you with that.